In today's episode, I want to talk about words and phrases that will make you sound more like a native speaker from the United States. These are words and phrases that we would use pretty often. And when I talk to people who are learning English, they use words that are correct and that make sense, but sometimes they sound a little bit unnatural. And what am I trying to say by that? I mean that even though these words and phrases that English learners are using are correct and they totally make sense, you can tell that that person doesn't live in the United States, or they don't spend time with Americans, or they don't really have a grasp on how people from the United States actually talk. So the first thing I want to teach you, because I have a list of 5 words and phrases that I'm going to teach you, and the first thing I'm going to teach you is the phrase hang on. Hang on simply means, hey, wait a second. So instead of saying, hey, could you wait a second, or could you wait a moment, you would just say, oh, hang on. Maybe you're on the phone and someone is talking to you who's not on the phone with you, and you have to tell the person who is on the phone with you that you need to take a break, or that they have to wait for just a moment. Maybe someone's knocking on the door while you're on the phone, and then you would just say, hey, hang on a second, I have to answer the door. Of course, you don't have to say hang on a second. You could just say, hey, hang on, I have to answer the door. Or maybe you're meeting someone in person. Maybe you're downtown and you're meeting with a group of friends, and you call them and you say, hey, where are you guys? And they say, oh, we're by the bar. And then you would say, all right, hang on, I'll be there in a minute. And that just means, hey, wait a minute, wait a second, be patient, I'll be there soon. So my suggestion is that you guys start using this in your everyday conversation. You could even use it to interrupt someone. You could simply say, hey, hang on a second, I have to do something real quick. Or hang on, before you continue, I just want to make a point. So that's the first phrase that I wanted to teach you today. The second phrase is actually kind of similar now that I think about it, and that phrase is to hang out. So hang on is what you say to someone when you want them to wait. You say, oh, hang on. But hang out is also a verb, to hang out. It means to spend time with someone. So instead of saying, later today I'm gonna meet with my friends, or later today I'm gonna spend time with my friends, what would be much more natural for an American to say is, later today I'm gonna hang out with my friends. We use hang out all the time, and I think it doesn't really matter your age, right? Unless you're like, I don't know, a grandma, then maybe you won't say that. Often I hear people who are learning English saying something like meet with friends or meet friends, maybe sometimes spend time with friends. And even though that is correct, every time I hear that, I think, why does that sound so weird? And maybe weird is exaggerated, but the reality is that I think most Americans wouldn't say that. We would say hang out. So if I said, hey, what did you do this weekend? Instead of saying I met with my friends, which sounds, I think, unnatural and weird, even though it's correct, I would say I hung out with my friends. Hang out is the present, and the past is hung. So hung out. I hung out with my friends last weekend. Hang is present, hung is past. I'm gonna hang out with my friends today. I hung out with my friends yesterday. This is one of those phrases that if you start saying hang out instead of meet with, then you will sound automatically much more like a native English speaker. But not only can you hang out with someone, you can also simply hang out by yourself. So you can say, hey, what are you doing today? And you can simply say, not much, I'm just gonna hang out at home. Or maybe someone says, what did you do yesterday? And you could say, well, I just hung out at the house. And if you say you hung out at the house, that could mean by yourself, or it could mean with someone else. So to hang out with someone means, again, to meet with someone, or to spend time with someone, or even by yourself. The next thing I wanna teach you, the third thing I wanna teach you, is the word chill, or chillin'. To chill means to relax. So if someone says, "What did you do last night?" you could just say, "Not much, I just chilled at the house." Or maybe someone calls you and they say, "What are you doing right now?" You say, "Not much, chilling." And that just means that you're relaxing, you're not doing much. Now, obviously, you can hear that we're not saying the G in chillin', right? It is chilling, but we're actually saying chillin'. So maybe someone says, "Hey, what are you gonna do this weekend?" You could say, "Not much, I'm just gonna chill with my friends." Or you could say, "Not much, I'm just gonna chill at home." So as you can see, chillin' is kind of similar to hanging out. And with hanging out, again, you hear that we're not saying hanging out, we're saying hanging out. Sometimes when people say, "Hey, what are you doing?" they might say, "Not much, chillin' like a villain." And if you don't know what a villain is, then I suggest maybe looking it up, checking the dictionary. But a villain is typically like a bad person in a movie or a book. That's a villain. I don't know why we say that, it just rhymes. Chillin' like a villain. In addition to chillin', there's also something like chillaxin'. And chillaxin' is a combination of chilling and relaxing. So it's chillaxing. But again, we don't really say the G, we say chillaxin'. So someone might say, "What are your plans for today?" You can say, "Nah, not much. I'm just gonna be chillaxin'." Or, "What did you do yesterday with your friends?" "Nah, nothing. We just chillaxed." The next phrase I want to teach you that we use pretty often in the US is we can describe someone as being down to earth. Now, if we say that someone is down to earth, that means that they are like a regular person, someone who is relatable, someone who we look at them and we think, "You know what, they're just a regular guy." And often we use this term when we talk about people who are very successful or people who are rich. So for example, maybe you have met Bill Gates and your friends say, "Hey, you met Bill Gates, what was that like?" Or maybe they would say, "What was he like?" And one of the biggest compliments you can give a very successful person is to say, "He's very down to earth." Maybe you met your favorite singer or your favorite musician or favorite actor, and you were really surprised by how cool they were, how normal they were. And you could say, "Wow, Brad Pitt is a really down-to-earth guy." Or, "Man, Angelina Jolie is totally down to earth. I thought she was gonna be a snob, but I was wrong. She is incredibly down to earth." And the last thing that I want to teach you today that will make you sound more like a native speaker in the United States is the term hangry. Hangry is a relatively new word that we have invented, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. And hangry is a combination of hungry and angry. And we use this to describe someone who has a bad attitude, is angry, is upset because they are hungry. So maybe you'll say something like, "I'm sorry I was so rude. I'm just really hangry." And that's it for today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you got some good information out of it. And most importantly, I hope that you will start using these words and these phrases, because I promise you, they will make you sound much more natural, and it will make your English sound better just because it will sound like you are familiar with what native speakers actually talk like. So make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends and family, because that helps my channel grow. So I'll see you guys later, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye.